You always heard Ma's before you could see it. Being the last tavern in the market before crossing into the Tin District, customers constantly filed in. This night was no different. The walls of the building struggled to contain the sounds of music, laughter, and shouting. The noise was amplified anytime the doors opened and someone stumbled out onto the street. Once out the doors, they were preyed upon by the other businesses of the night. A flock of men and women waited outside, looking to take advantage of the drunks exiting Ma's. Of course, Ma always got a cut of their profits, since many of the brothel owners were old friends of Ma's. Ma had a strong reputation within Ammerford, even coming from the Bridge District. People held her in high regard, which made her place more or less a neutral zone between the two districts. This meant meetings between rival gangs and organizations would often choose Ma's place, though it helped that Ma's was a weapons-free establishment. All weapons were collected upon entry and stored for the duration of a person's stay. "Death is bad for business," Ma always said, and God's forbid if you broke her rules. Not only would you get blacklisted from the tavern, but anyone associated with Ma, which includes a majority of the businesses in the Bridge districts. Over the years, I had gotten into the habit of stripping myself of my blades before I even got to the doors. Not that I had much to hand over that night, since I'd lost a majority of them in the scuffle with Theron and his goons. Still, I never had any issues. The doormen knew me well, and usually let me in with a passing nod. "Evening, boys. How's the crowd tonight?" Boris, the smarter of the two hulking men, spoke first.
"Not to complain about, Jim. You all right? Looking a little worse for wear."
The other doorman, Ran, who had an overly rowdy patron in a headlock, perked up as soon as he heard Boris speak my name. Ran turned his attention to me and carried the now blue-faced man effortlessly over.
"What? Jim, what happened to you? You need me to take care of someone?"
he asked, completely forgetting about the man slowly suffocating. Ran," I pointed to the man who was nodding in and out of consciousness.
"Oh, right."
He released the man, who dropped like a rock, and coughed as air returned to his lungs.
"Come back in the morning to get your shit. You won't be needing it tonight."
Boris shook his head before turning back to me.
"So, what happened?"
he asked again. "Oh, it's nothing to worry about. Nothing I couldn't handle. Though I'm down a couple knives now." Ran got excited and slapped me on the back, which launched me towards Boris.
"Attaboy, Jimmy."
"Thanks," I cringed, and turned back to Boris. "You know if Ma's busy?"
"Not but the usual bustle of business. Should be in our usual spot,"
Boris replied, while helping me to stand straight again. "Thanks, guys." I handed Boris the rest of my knives and started through the door.
"Jim, don't worry about the knives. I'll get you some more,"
he yelled with a grin.